think we're starting to see a number of issues coming forward regarding mortgage finance, and I think the market is changing. I think things like new buy, things like the extension of first buy, all of those are important parts of the market, particularly new buy, because of course that's not just about first time buyers, it's about getting the market going, which moves the people who already have a home into the next home up. But of course it's really important that the economic climate supports that, so that people feel confident, so that we feel confidence in the market, so that people want to actually move homes.
It's lack of available mortgage financing to free up the market. Viability is an issue, but unless our purchasers can afford to buy the homes, then the market's frozen and the banks are holding back. Government's been pumping them with quantitative easing, but we're not seeing that in terms of mortgages at affordable levels.
I think one of the biggest things holding stalled sites back is the burden of affordable housing on the delivery of those sites, which makes them very difficult to fund and deliver.
I think we're starting to see a number of issues coming forward regarding mortgage finance, and I think the market is changing. I think things like new buy, things like the extension of first buy, all of those are important parts of the market, particularly new buy, because of course that's not just about first time buyers, it's about getting the market going, which moves the people who already have a home into the next home up. But of course it's really important that the economic climate supports that, so that people feel confident, so that we feel confidence in the market, so that people want to actually move homes.
Yeah.
So I think there's lots going on that will actually bring confidence back to the market.
Well, it's classic political speak to get headlines. In reality, we need measures which take effect immediately, rather than the 12 months or so that legislation will be needed to get through before they take effect. We need to free up the housing market straight away.
So I think the headline announcement in relation to the appeal against 106 agreements is good. The devil will be in the detail, and we need to wait until probably later this year or early next to see how that package of measures will be brought forward.
The real issue really is not the words, but how the words are applied. And really the proof will be in the letters that come out from Pins and from Pickles in the next 6 to 12 months as to whether that planning balance, which is now writ large throughout the NPPF, is being applied in favour of growth rather than a NIMBY charter.
But in a time when economic growth is not just desirable but absolutely necessary, to impose a further tax on development in the UK is a retrograde step. The fact that that tax is complicated to implement and complicated to enforce makes it even more difficult for the development industry to understand and engage with it. Would I like to see Sills Gap scrapped? Yes. Do I think it will be scrapped? No.
They are responding to the NPPF. They are trying to bring forward plans, they're trying to pick up the growth agenda. Many councils are very concerned on employment levels, housing growth and housing needs. Of the reluctant councils, the councils that dare say that don't have a political need and desire for growth, it will have no change at all, I don't believe, or if any little, until letters and statements from Pickles and Pins actually start giving approvals.
I think that the days of the cash cow of development have long gone now. And I think that, you know, when you reassess viability of development, you have to be working with the council in order for them to prioritise what they actually want you to provide, either for what they pay for via SIL or what the developer continues to pay for under Section 106 agreement. So I think we are starting to see local authorities prioritise what they want, and start to look at development as what they're getting from development rather than what they think they're losing from what they used to get from development.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big change around, and we're trying to encourage that.
I think on the councils who are looking to deliver, who are concerned on the local circumstances of the communities, they are responding to the NPPF. They are trying to bring forward plans, they're trying to pick up the growth agenda. Many councils are very concerned on employment levels, housing growth and housing needs. Of the reluctant councils, the councils that dare say that don't have a political need and desire for growth, it will have no change at all, I don't believe, or if any little, until letters and statements from Pickles and Pins actually start giving approvals.
Yes, we have. We've seen two types of reaction. One is, sadly, they're struggling to come to terms with the issues and how they cope with them themselves, so they're on the back foot. We've had other authorities come to us, lead with the council and members and senior officers, requesting forums, meetings with Crest to unlock large brownfield sites that they've previously resisted. Because they've actually done the sums, they've actually realised that if a large strategic site of, say, 1,700 dwellings comes forward in the next 3 to 5 years, it actually funds, it bankrolls their council for the next 10 years through the new homes bonus and also business rates income.
I would say that the real battleground of the NPPF isn't in the areas of multiple deprivation, as it were. There's Waitrose towns, the hour and a half from London, where there is demand, and actually London and the South East is the growth driver for the UK, and therefore it's fundamental that this is where the NPPF needs to be applied.
Well, I think the industry is quite clear on the role that they play in the economy. They're creating 1.5 direct jobs for every house built. They're creating another 3 indirect jobs. They are part of the solution. Housing is part of infrastructure. If you want economic growth, your workers need to live somewhere. That's in housing. So you need to increase your stock in order to increase your economy. So we see housing as part of the solution, as part of the future. And in terms of the quality of the product, I think that houses that we're building today are, in terms of energy efficiency, in terms of design, I think we've moved on a long way. And what tends to happen is people judge housing by either the house that they live in or the houses around them, which aren't, in many cases, the type of house that we're building today.